good to have people.
Hello, and welcome to Shifting Echoes. I want to make sure everything's right. Yeah, I am your host, Gonah, co-DMing with
Teral. Hi.
and today we are showing you, first and foremost, if you would tell us who you are and who you are playing, starting with Lexi.
Yes, my name is Lexi. I will be playing Psalm today on this show. The amazing tiefling gunslinger paladin. That's it.
Perfect. Off to Wren.
Hi, that's me. I'm Wren. I will be playing the role of Iden, who's a good boy.
Anna.
Yes, I'm Anna, aka Archival Bunny, and I play Wisari Springfate, who has gotten complicated for her. We'll just call her the Princess of the Elven Fief of Endare. That works.
She is currently the princess, so that checks out. And Kestrel.
Hello, I'm Caitlin, and I am playing Kestrel.
Perfect. Someday I will either call everyone by their name or by their character name eventually. And of course, we have the two of us as your co-DMs. If you would please tell us, what was the recap for the last episode? I believe Anna.
Oh yes, I forgot in the last 5 minutes that was me. Yeah, so we started off the session as we left the Springfate Summer Castle. Traveled a few days out of Endare. Wren pulled us all to stop at a souvenir store where the party, sans Wisari, peruses the various Endare souvenirs that were available. Psalm has difficulty finding a keychain with her name on it, and Red purchases a very beat up plush and mends it as a present for Wisari. After souvenir shopping, the party catches a train and returns to the city of Briannock in neighboring Nascania. Arriving late, Wisari chooses one of the most expensive hotels in the city and leads the party there. On the way, Psalm lectures the party on how to spot a snitch. When we arrive, the room ends up costing 500 gold pieces a night. I have a small heart attack, but Wisari doesn't balk at that at all and charges the room to her aunt out of pettiness. After harassing the staff a bit, the party is left alone in their suite, and Truthbound returns as the party begins drinking and ordering the entirety of the room service menu. Further backstories are revealed, included how Psalm pulled off the most rich kid prank ever. As the game of Truthbound winds down, Psalm drunkenly asks Kestrel to contact her sister, who is also named Psalm. Kestrel contacts the spirit, but it's not Psalm's sister. It is instead Wisari's very angry mother, in another turn of events to just keep stamping Wisari down. Her mother is apparently angry because Wisari left her father in her aunt's control. Kestrel eventually manages to dismiss the spirit after a bit of a struggle, and everybody heads to bed. In the morning, just before dawn, Wisari makes a phone call calling her aunt at the summer castle they had just all left. Wisari says all of the things she wished she would have said a few nights earlier, and then offers her aunt a truce. That if the queen agrees to the terms, Wisari will not challenge her aunt's claim to Endare, and she agrees to it. And it's also revealed that Wisari's mother refused to be resurrected. It was a bit of a shock. After the negotiation, Wisari went out to pick up payment for the party and received a message from Jerri to meet him that morning. Gathering the party together, they go and find this meeting place where Jerri blames Wisari for his misjudged war with the doctor, Dr. Invernius. Jerri requests that they kill the doctor, but the party refuses. And Wisari attempts to start a fight, but her efforts are fouled by an anti-magic field. Party leaves and heads to Mascarpone's office, who is able to recharge Kestrel's tracking spell and tell her that something is interfering with the spell. The party also receives a message from Jerri, who tells the party that she has set off to see the world and that she's okay and as safe as she can be, and that hopefully we'll get to see her again in the future, breaking all of our hearts. And finally, Psalm tries to get a tracking spell for her sister, but the spell just points to her for some reason. And as we collect ourselves and head out to shop in broader Briannock, that is where we're picking up today, I think.
Fantastic. Thank you for the recap. So yeah, you're all heading out of Briannock today. We are following Kestrel's compass, if I'm not mistaken.
Is there any particular way that you would like to travel? So obviously you can take the train. If you want, you can like hire out some beasts of burden.
How expensive are cars?
How expensive are cars?
I just had that thought. Sorry.
Are we gonna Final Fantasy 14 this? Or 15?
Let's say for a car rental, let's clarify. Are you looking to purchase a car or are you looking to rent a car?
I think that's entirely based on the price. And there's also the worry that I think none of us know how to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be one of those like, how many of you have driven before?
How hard can it be compared to riding an axe beak?
Anyone proficient in land vehicles?
Yeah, exactly.
The most
no.
likely person to have driven a vehicle would have probably been Psalm.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not proficient in land vehicles, but I just assume with my age and my parents standing, like that makes a lot of sense. Am I good at it? Absolutely not. But I've done it before.
That's what the servants were for. They did the driving. You
Yeah.
did it as a hobby on the side.
Yeah.
What if we hire a car and a driver?
Oh my god. NPC driver.
The price of a car would be 1,510 gold.
Per day? Or
No, to buy a
To buy
car.
a new car.
Oh.
Per day, you would have to supply your own gas, and you would have to supply your own gas either way. So
Yeah,
this is something.
There are no car rental services
Yeah.
at this time.
So there's some information for you. Put that in the we Googled for this show.
Sorry.
So, I mean, if we all, I for some reason have 10 less platinum. I don't know why, but if we all chip in some of our money, maybe we could get a car.
I mean, I could purchase us a car if that's what we want.
Kestrel doesn't say anything, but her eyes are real big.
I mean, I could drive. I've done it before a couple of times.
Maybe one of the staff people here can drive a car. Maybe Conflatio can drive a car.
That's a whole
Oh.
ordeal,
I think
though.
Conflatio
hiring
might just
someone.
drive us off a bridge at this point.
Yes.
Probably.
Are there, I mean, are how extensive is the road way at the, like, are there roads to place we need to go that I forgot the name of?
Places aren't super well, okay, you don't know the place that you're going. You have no clue. But you know that, like, at least in this area, vast majority are dirt roads. They're like cobbled, like brick and flat stones.
Iskania is the only country with a verified road network for vehicles to travel on.
Okay. So like road trips aren't really a thing yet at this point.
Not really, especially
Just to get out of the city.
Yeah, as we talked about with Queen Alicia, there's not really technology, especially in the fiefdoms.
And real quick, remind me the name of the place that the Feywild place that my compass keeps pointing to is
That's Enralar.
Enralar. Okay, thank you.
1930s cars are made to go on dirt roads.
We can be
We could just
trendsetters.
take the train again.
That's true. How I've been to Enrilar. How close would the train get us?
The closest stop would drop you off about 5 miles away from a crossing over. There's a bridge leading over the river that separates the two countries, and the train station you stopped at that you considered on your way to Andare, that was the one where it was pointing to Enrilar. So you would have about a 5-mile hike to get into the country from there, or you could probably get some sort of animals to transport you.
Yeah, what might be easier is if we take the train, like you suggested, and then get horses and use them the rest of the way.
Considerably cheaper, I'm sure, as well.
Considerably so.
Just worried that if we get a car and then we run out of road, that we're just gonna have to leave it somewhere.
That's
It's
true.
I mean, there'll be roads for wagons and that sort of thing, so that won't be an issue, but I worry about running out of gasoline and things like that.
So train and horses.
Train then horses.
Okay. So you guys head towards the train station, get your tickets. There shouldn't be any issues. Any last minute things before you are on the road again?
Yes, I also, this is just standard pricing, I think. I also picked up some studded leather.
Totally fine. Scratch out the gold.
Yeah.
Which is super easy with D&D Beyond. You all go onto the train. Some of you still have food that you have pilfered from the extremely bougie hotel that you stayed in, and you are able to make a meal of that. It takes quite a bit of time to get from Breenock to Enralar's station, which is about,
I believe it's 6 hours by train to get there.
so you finally get there, and Kestrel, your compass is still staying true, other than the occasional tick telling you go back to Andare.
Shut up, Mom.
But you're able to get there. You get off at the train station, and this is honestly a very small train station, considering it is the closest one to a major fiefdom. But knowing about the technology, like, that makes sense. Andare was a little ahead of its elven time as far as train stations and welcoming visitors in was considered. But you get off at the train station, and you are greeted by the sight of it's not even a town. Like, this is very clearly a place where just people get off the train, like, grab some food, and then head somewhere else far away from here. I believe you said you were looking for horses of some sort, right?
Yep.
Yes. I do want to say on the train ride, I spent the train ride writing a letter to Alicia telling her everything that's happened, including the negotiations with my aunt. And I also spent 4 hours transcribing 2 of the spell scrolls that I got,
Okay.
just to clarify that.
Sounds good. And those are the same spell scrolls that we talked about in chat?
Yeah, the 2 first level ones.
Perfect. You're able to do that. Anyone else, like, just for a downtime activity while you're just sitting on the train twiddling thumbs?
I just take a seat near the window and just kind of look out the window, and anyone that gets close to me can hear under my breath. I'm just kind of, hello, hi, good to see you again. No, been a while. No. You all sound great. No. And just like that just goes on for about 3 hours.
Three
I think
straight
Psalm is-
hours.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's just 3 straight hours of Kestrel being very sad, looking at the window, big sads.
So I think Psalm is like acting like she's asleep. I think she was asleep, but then she heard Kestrel doing that, and so she's like still very much trying to be asleep, but she's just so sad.
Perfect.
Oh no.
Oh no, our band. It's broken.
It's broken.
Iden, anything?
I've been taking seeds out of my herbalist's supplies and just kind of wait, do I even have
I'm sorry,
No,
you've
I
been
don't.
taking what out of your herbalist supplies?
Never
Seeds.
mind.
Seeds.
Seeds. I don't even have Druidcraft, so never
Have
even
you been
mind.
lying to us?
No, I've never used Druidcraft yet, but I was about
Okay.
to, and I was like, wait, I don't even have it. So I'm like, I'm gonna save some of these seeds that I've got because I've got like some flowers seeds that I'm setting into a little pile and kind of gathering them up, and I will set them into their own like separate pouch for later. And I will kind of look around and see some sleeping. I will see Kestrel talking to themselves. Probably hear what's going on there, and I will look for where's Wasari, because I don't know.
Busy writing a lot of things. First a letter and then spells into my spell book. So just kind of hunched over that.
Everyone's so busy. I will sidle over towards Kestrel because, well, sleeping is hard to work with, and being engrossed in books is equally difficult to work with, but talking to yourself is easy to work with. So I will sit down near you. Hi, who are you talking to?
Oh, no one, just, figuring out what to say.
To the band,
Yeah.
right?
There's not really a good way to say, hi, why did you abandon me? So
Well,
I guess I could
that's-
just say that, but that seems a little, on the nose.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe that's what you deserve to do.
Yeah, but if it was all a misunderstanding, then that's not gonna start things off very well. So
I mean, I guess. Do you think it was a misunderstanding? And I've just kind of got my hands folded in my lap.
I want to.
Okay. Well, then we'll hope it was a misunderstanding. Yes. And if it wasn't,
Then at least I'll know, I guess.
okay. All right, let's work on brainstorming something for you to say then. And I'll just sit and soundboard some phrases or greetings or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's great, especially I have no doubt that Eden a couple times says something like, what if I were to change into a bird and just like fly with a note that says trailing behind? Or, what if I was a horse and I just galloped up to them and kicked them in the shins? And there are a lot of these involve animal shapes for some reason, but I hopefully at least it helps to cheer both of you, if not Psalm up, as she is listening and pretending to sleep, and sometimes just a shake of laugh. But you are able to use your time wisely, and you step off of the train in this very small podunk town.
As you get there, you see multiple food vendors just selling things. A lot of them appear to be ran by some combination of Eladrin or other Feywild-based creatures. You get the sense that a lot of the vendors here don't actually come from Iskania and are really from just across the border. So you were looking to get horses, correct?
Horses and to drop a letter off.
Drop a letter off. As you look around, you do not find any sort of post office, mailboxes. The best you can probably do is give the letter to the conductor with some money in the hopes that they will drop it off at the next stop for you.
Is that something people normally do, or am I taking a huge risk with that?
Ask your party. You're unsure, so I mean, you can check around. See what the common folk do.
I mean, would we know? Is that if that's something that normally happens, or
I'm giving you guys a chance to world build. What do you think?
Would you like that to be something that normally happens, is what Gonah's trying to say?
sure?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. This is the choice if like the post office exists or not.
No, it's essentially like, would it be commonplace for some of these places that just don't have a post office, that they don't have, like Breenock has a regular postal system. What do other places have? Other places that are not connected.
Pony Express. They take letters via riding horse to the nearest town that does have a distribution center.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. If there's not a post
could-
office, I can just hire a courier when we get to another city.
Yeah, or like even like the idea of like kind of like Wren said, just like there is one Eladrin or one Dryad or one some like a fairy or something that like rides a horse to the nearest town and carries all the mail there to be sorted and sent. But it probably goes out like once a week, maybe.
I like
don't
the
know, it could be something like
idea
that.
of there being a small fairy that has to lug this giant satchel of packages and letters and just flies it to the next town.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Safe.
you find a fairy sitting on a fence post with a courier satchel next to it.
Hello.
Oh, do you have a letter?
Yes. This
Oh,
here.
thank God.
Going to
The last
Corvu.
person wanted a package. It was terrible.
No, just a letter.
Okay. Is the address on there?
Yeah, it's just going to Corvu.
Okay.
She takes the letter and like puts it in the little satchel.
So I'm not making my flight today. It's probably going to be like 4 days until I'm ready to go out into the wild open again. But yeah, I'll make sure that it gets to Corvu, and so long as the name is on there, they'll handle it.
Okay. Thank you.
She does hold out her hand. Hands, sorry. She does hold out her hands, expecting some sort of compensation for postage.
I don't have anything smaller than a platinum currently.
Oh, if we're standing nearby, I'll just kind of walk up and be like, "Don't worry, I got this one," and I'll put like 5 silver down.
Oh, no.
She takes it and like very clearly she magics it as she puts it into a pocket on her person, and like you see each silver get smaller as she's putting them into her pocket.
Thank you. You know what? Maybe I'll bump this up to 2 days with such a generous tipper. Thank you so much.
I would very much appreciate that. Thank you.
So you are able to send off the letter. Next up, if you are looking for some kind of a beast to be able to ride, as you go through, there is a stable. They only seem to have horses. You don't get axe beaks or anything quite yet, but you're able to either get a draft horse if you're looking to carry a bunch of big stuff, or just like regular Mustangs, just riding horses.
I will look at everyone else at that. Do we want to ride individual horses or a cart?
Cart might be nice.
Yeah, we could take shifts that way.
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay, so a pair of draft horses and a cart is probably going to run you about...
Because you are heading into the Feywild, they do not rent vehicles or animals. They expect full payment up front. Draft horses, I believe, are 50 gold apiece, and a cart is another 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Should have bought a car.
It's still significantly cheaper than a car. Yeah, I will pay that then. So
I
that's
can help out if you
125.
need-
The
you
cart's
want
15,
help.
but the draft horses are 50 apiece.
115G.
I can
115.
take half of that if you want.
Okay.
57. Okay.
All right, since Psalm, Wasari, since you are splitting the horses, you each get to name one of them.
Oh.
Good
What are you
lord, you're
naming yours?
splitting them.
I have no idea. Kestrel, you're good at names. What should we name our horses?
I think I might name. I will get inspiration from whatever Kestrel comes up with.
Okay, your horse's name is Banjo.
That's a good name.
I don't think I could come up with anything as good as that. I think you should take my horse name as well.
Okay, let's see, what's another instrument? Let's see. Oh, like a kazoo. So it can be banjo and then kazooie.
You're a genius, Kestrel.
They're
A genius
wonderful
walking
names.
among us.
This is for you. This is the gift for you.
Caitlin, for pandering to your DM so hard, please have an inspiration.
Thank you.
Onward, Kazooie Banjo.
You are
That's
able
how
to
we say it from now on.
Kazooie
Yes,
Banjo.
Kazooie
In
Banjo.
order to avoid any copyright infringement, this is Kazooie and Banjo. But you get your horses, you load them up, you load up the cart. You are also given all of the tack and everything. But as you head out the road, this is definitely a dirt road. And something of note. So the road is heading straight towards Enralar. You've probably got half a day's travel?
At least. The cart is moving, I believe it's around 4 glorious miles per hour. And so it's going to be another hour or two before you're into Enralar itself from the train stop.
And something of note, Kestrel. So Enralar is straight ahead. And initially that's how it's going. But slowly the needle is starting to diverge that way. So it's still towards Enralar, but it's not towards like the main capital cities or anything.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. They're probably not playing in the capital yet. But it's still pointing like over the border.
Yes.
Okay.
As you all
I'll just keep an eye on it as we move.
As you all begin your journey and set off, you come to the massive river that divides the border of Escania and Enralar from each other, and you see this huge 1,000-foot long, massive archway stone bridge that's covered in moss and vines, and there's little will-o-wisps just floating around every so often. And there's a mist that shrouds the river about halfway on the other side, and you can see as you gaze over into Enralar, the trees there appear larger, they appear more vibrant. You can definitely tell with this place being so close to the plane of the Feywild that some of that magic has spilled over into the material plane itself. So as you travel over the bridge, you get this eerie silence, and then you head off into the mist onto the other side. All you can hear is the clicking of the hooves against the cobblestone of this ancient structure.
While we're riding in the cart, let's scoot a little closer to Kestrel. I just wanted to say about last night.
I'm
I don't-
sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen.
No, I don't blame you for that. I wanted you to know that your powers they're pretty amazing. And that's my family's drama. That doesn't have anything to do with you.
Well, I'm still sorry. I know that she's angry and I get why, but it's not your fault.
I don't know why she's still angry. I called my aunt this morning and negotiated with her. My father's free from her. I don't know why she's still angry. But that's a problem for another time. I wanted you to know that I don't blame you for that.
I don't fully understand how it all works. It's still relatively new, but the things don't always process with them the way they do with, their ghosts lingering is kind of their whole thing. So it might just take her a while to, process.
Hopefully she leaves you alone eventually.
Wouldn't be the first one hanging around. I'm sorry.
There's no reason for you to be sorry.
I don't know. I keep thinking that I can do good things with this, but that hasn't really happened yet.
You've only ever helped us with it.
I know.
I think your abilities have been quite a boon to this party, and I am glad that you've been with us.
Thanks. I'm glad you're with us too.
I am too, for all of the negativity that everything over the last year has caused. This is definitely a highlight. I think I'm done being the person my aunt's grab for power made me. I need to start being more like myself. And the new glamored armor I bought while we were in Briannock, it changes appearance to a very flowy elven dress, burgundy with like black lace, a black lace overlay. Yeah,
That's so pretty.
thanks. I'm tired of being the person on the run, so I'll take my hat off and strap it to my bag and pull my braid out. Yeah. New beginnings, huh?
Yeah.
As you move over the bridge, which it's very interesting because as you go over the bridge, like you're able to see one end of the river to the other. But weirdly enough, as you go over the bridge, it feels like it takes a lot longer than it should to get over that bridge. But you're able to. It's simple enough. It is a straightforward path. Once you get to the other side of that bridge, at this point, Kestrel, you have noticed that your compass is no longer going towards the main road, which is a larger dirt road, and rather is going more. It's not off-road yet, but this is not a well-traversed road, going closer to north than northeast.
I think we need to go that way, according to this. I don't know what's that way, but that's where it's pointing.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Sure enough, as you wander further and further into the woods, even though you can tell it's day out, you hear the birds chirping. The trees become so thick that sunlight no longer is coming through. And unfortunately, the road that the compass has led you on is quickly becoming overgrown with gnarled roots and rocks and branches. It's becoming more and more difficult to traverse it safely with the pack horses and the wagon. You can try, but I would need a land vehicle check wisdom.
Is the compass vibrating yet?
It is not vibrating yet.
From who? Who would make that check, by the way?
Whoever is driving the cart.
Well, we're not super close yet. So maybe there's another road that goes there. If you go around.
Possibly. On my trips in the past here, we've come from the north, so I've never come this way. So I don't know.
Is it pointing like straight through the forest or?
Yes, it is leading you deeper into the forest.
Okay. And it vibrates. Was it within a mile it vibrates?
I believe it was 5 miles.
5 miles. Okay, so we're We're at least still 5 miles away. I mean, we could be 30 miles away for all we know.
It's true.
So maybe this isn't the best way through.
Yeah, getting lost in Feywild Woods is probably not the best idea. We could find a road and follow it to a city, get a map, and go from there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Let's head to the capital and then see where it points from there. And yeah, a map would be good. Because I feel like
Sure.
if they were in this forest, it'd be vibrating.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know why they'd be in a forest.
Are they not the outdoorsy type?
Not really. I mean, one of them kind of is like the hikey type, but we're all city folk for the most part.
Psalm is just quiet. She's just gonna wait to see what everyone else wants to do.
What's the plan, Stans?
If the consensus is to head back and go to a town to get a map, or go to the city to get a map, then I guess that's what we do. And then we can also board up the cart and horses if we need to go someplace more difficult to travel as well.
Or switch to riding horses? Yeah.
Very well. As you turn the cart around, you find it a little difficult initially, but you do enough 3-point turns, inching back and forth, and then you finally get to head back out through the thickening woods. And as you begin to wander out of the woods the way you came, Kestrel, you notice your compass is no longer pointing northwest as you check it again. Instead, it's pointing southwest now.
What is southwest from here?
You are traveling on this small path. You would literally have to get off your cart and just walk straight into the woods at this point.
Okay, so it's just pointing back the way we came.
No, the way you came was southeast. So it is changing the direction the compass wants you to go.
Okay, but it's still not vibrating.
It is not vibrating.
Okay, well, it looks like they're moving, but it looks like they're still a ways away. So
Maybe we are supposed to go push through this.
It must be moving pretty fast if it's switching on your pointer that quickly.
It could be
Or-
something with the Feywild.
I was gonna say everything is moving around us. It's not unheard of, I'm sure.
We should head to a city or town. And maybe
we
find a
need to.
guide.
Yeah.
because then we can see if there are, other towns that it's pointing towards or.
We don't have enough information as it is.
Okay. As you continue heading back on the trail, please, Psalm, would you give me a survival check since you are the one driving the cart?
Absolutely. 21.
Fantastic. You, after coming up with that brilliant insight, I might add, notice that the woods are shifting around you.
Oof.
And you are not sure which way you are actually going now.
Is the path gone?
The path is still leading you forward, but as you follow it, gnarled roots begin to overtake the path again.
Behind you.
No, in front of you.
In front of you?
In
Okay.
front of you. So you
Not-
feel like
yeah.
you've been turned around, even though you've been on a straight path this entire time. But this area is unfamiliar to you as well.
I don't want to freak anyone out, but it looks like we're not going to be able to get back the same way we came. I don't really know if there's a solution
So
to
we
get
can't go
back right
forward
now.
and we can't go back.
We can go forward, and well, with the way this forest is acting, I don't think that there's a way to get back to where we were going, but we can always push forward through towards the direction we were intending to go, if that makes sense.
I look at the compass. Has it shifted again?
In this case, roll me a d8.
4.
4. So it is facing southeast now.
Okay.
So either they're moving or we're transporting around the continent.
Or like Psalm said, the continent is moving around us. We could be in the Feywild now. Is it still foggy?
Yes, there is a bit of fog clinging. You have about 50 foot of clear vision before the fog obscures anything beyond that. So it's not super dense. But that coupled with the trees.
My falcon's not going to be able to help us much with the road. I wonder if she could see a city poking out of the fog, just in a direction if she flies high enough.
It's worth
Give it a
trying.
shot.
Well, sorry,
Yeah.
if you would please roll me a history check.
Math says that is a 22.
So you've been here before, albeit the way that you tend to come through the Feywild is through a very different means. But you know that the forests tend to be dense, whether they are over cities or populated areas, unpopulated areas. Like from the top, it tends to just look like a big tree.
The best you can hope for with your falcon is finding some sort of landmark or clearing at this point to get your bearings.
I can send her up and see what she can see, but it's probably not going to be of much help to us.
I think anything at this point is going to be good.
I will pull that cloth of reality off of her, just appearing on my arm, and I'll toss her up in the air.
As you pull that cloth of reality off of your arm, you see a flickering light pop up in the distance, in the mist.
That is something different, at least.
Did you still want to send your falcon up?
I'll still send her up, and once she gets above the fog, look through her senses, but I will point the light out to everyone.
Okay. Give me a perception check. It's not going to be with advantage because it's super misty, even up in the air.
Well, that is unfortunate. That's an 11 total.
As you peer through the falcon's eyes, you cannot find anything of discernible note through the trees and the mist surrounding the trees.
I'll call her back to me then. I can't see anything up there. That light maybe is something. Could be a fight. Could be somebody who could guide us.
Do you know what direction the light was in?
You can still visibly see the light.
Oh, still see it. Kestrel, what direction is your compass pointing? Is it pointing towards the light?
Again.
It is pointing towards the light, but now it's pointing due west.
Okay, well, it is pointing towards the light, although it looks like we teleported again.
I think we should just try to push through the wilderness and go towards the light.
It's something.
I don't know what other choice we have at this point.
Yeah, when we traveled through the Feywild, I was always warned about traps and tricks. So
I thought
Stay
Enraylar was
alert.
just close to the Feywild. Are we in the Feywild?
we could be. It's from what I understand, DMs, it's like in and out of the Feywild.
Oh,
Yes. Parts
Yeah.
of the Feywild bleed over into the material plane, and vice versa. The material plane kind of bleeds over into the Feywild here.
It's a mixture of both here.
okay. Well, I guess let's go towards the light then. I don't know. It doesn't look like we can go on the path any further, so.
Okay. Someone will help me. I think we should be able to guide these steeds onward.
I will. Can I do this? Is this character? Yes, I'll cast guidance on Psalm.
Hey.
All right. Does anyone else have land vehicle proficiency? Okay, so Psalm, it looks like you are just going to try to steer the cart using the guidance from Kestrel.
I would
Is your guidance
say,
D4? Oh, sorry.
Eden, if you wanted to like hop off and help with the horses, that would be an animal handling check. But
I mean, I could.
that's up to you. Like if you're just chilling in the back, like you've got some tunes going, you're just bopping.
You could become a horse yourself.
Oh, can I become like a really small horse?
You could become a pony. I'm sure you've seen a pony. Yeah, you saw ponies at the fair.
Like what are the tiny horses called?
Ponies.
No.
Shetland?
Shetland ponies.
Yes.
Ponies.
I will turn into a tiny horse.
You're a Shetland
Ah.
pony.
Where did that one come from?
You hear my voice in your head. Don't worry, it's just me. I'm gonna go talk to the horses.
Okay.
Can someone put me
There's-
down, please?
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
pick
sure.
Eden up and like put them down.
Thank
There's
you.
like a clip clop on the.
Clippity clop. And I will clip clop over to the horses, and y'all will just hear kind of like. But really, I'm just talking to the horses like, hey, so you're gonna want to step it up a little bit because we like meandered into the Feywild, so like follow me. Follow the tiny horse.
Who is this young whippersnapper? You speak
Oh.
with such disrespect.
If you follow the tiny horse, there's carrots at the end of the trip.
Oh, shit.
Trust me, I will be the one giving them to you.
What do you think, Banjo?
I think we should do it. Let's
Oh my God, they're
go.
both
Let's
old.
plow into the wild.
I've never felt so alive before. Lead us, tiny horse.
With gusto. And you just hear, "Mee!" And the little horse starts clippity clopping. And Sorry, you hear in your head, did we check how old these horses were? Because they talk like they're like 70 years old.
We did not check to see.
With sorry.
Oh, is that just to me?
Yeah, I can only think
sorry.
in one
Oh.
person's head at a time. So
But I know I can't think back to you because we've covered that already. I'm just gonna shrug. I don't want to yell out into the woods right now. So,
I don't know how old the horses are. As the horses are following this little Shetland pony, like you notice that they kind of do the tiny steps. I don't know if any of you have seen that the horses do, but the little tiny steps.
I trot
So,
like a show horse.
give me a land vehicle with guidance and not inspiration advantage, because Iden is doing such a well job showing them how to walk through
What do
the
I add
tangle.
to? What do I add to that roll? Like
It's
modifier
wisdom.
wise.
So
Wisdom.
yes.
Nice. Okay, so I rolled an 11 plus 4, 15 plus 3 is 18.
And you rolled
18
two
total.
d20?
Yeah, I rolled a
Okay.
2 on the other one.
18.
Uh-huh.
It is very rough going, and the cart does get stuck several times, but thanks to Eden's guidance and Kestrel's guidance, actual spell guidance, the horses finally make it through, and you come following these lights that fade as you get close and reappear further away. Following them deeper into the woods, you open up to a field filled with dandelion fluff, and in the center of the field there, surrounded by trees on all sides, is a massive well with an arched stoneway that has almost completely collapsed over top. And there is a set of steps leading up to it. Wasari, you just recognize this as a common run-of-the-mill elvish moonwell.
Are there any exits to the clearing besides where we came in?
You didn't actually, you pushed your way through the trees, so technically any exit to the clearing is available if you want to push your way back through the trees again.
Okay, but there's no path
There's no clear
leading.
path. There's not like a. Is a circle.
and just to check, what would my context for moonwells be in this setting?
Your context for moonwells? They
Yes.
were frequently held as sacred sites, powerful in magic. That's mostly it, because in your fiefdom especially, moonwells just hold more historic value than anything else, and they aren't used for the rituals, the large elvish rituals that they were once used for.
This is interesting to find this here. It's an old moonwell. They were used for rituals a long time ago, big magic.
Kestrel, if you glance at your pocket watch again, it's pointing straight at the moonwell.
But it's still not vibrating.
Still not vibrating.
I think we have to go out the other side.
That's fine with me. I mean, I don't think horses can go upstairs, so I don't know.
They can go upstairs, they can't go downstairs.
Maybe those horses can't, you hear in your head, but this one can. And the little horse makes a point of like showboating going up the stairs.
Okay, come back down. Come back
you-
down.
you
I
hear-
get your point.
You hear Kazooie and Banjo. It's amazing. Are you the deliverer?
I turn and look at the group. So, I'll ask Kestrel, which way are we going? Just like straight this way, and I'll like rear up in a direction.
I guess it's pointing at the well, but it's not vibrating, so it's not close, so it's not the well. So I guess it just means we have to go straight out that way.
Want to test that theory?
Question. When you say moon well, is it literally like a structure with a big dug well? Like
This is a well. There is water.
Okay.
That it's not quite up to the brim, but it is very close.
But it literally is just like, here's a well, but you know, instead of drinking from it, we use it for magic shit.
It is functionally the size of a public swimming pool. For reference,
Oh,
so you can walk up to it, you can go swimming in it.
oh, thank you.
Wow.
It's pretty shallow, all things considered,
Okay, it's
because it is
shallow,
not
though.
used specifically to supply water.
Okay. Well,
But we can see the bottom of it all the way across.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, if you look into the bottom of it, you can see porcelain tiles have been laid in the bottom that map constellations of stars and different planets and galaxies, and it's very pretty.
I'm gonna go stand on the opposite side of the well from where I'm at right now, and then check my compass.
It's pointing at the well.
Okay, well, I think it's broken.
Yours too?
Well, because it keeps pointing at the well, but it's not vibrating. So it can't be close,
It could be interfering.
maybe.
Or it
I know
could
that
be the
it's
way.
interferable because your mom was messing with it earlier.
It also could just be the way.
did you just make a your mom joke?
Your mom
Oh,
was
her
messing
mom was
with.
messing with it.
Of note, Kestrel, since you've been in this clearing, the arrow has not moved towards what you assume is Andare.
So something else interfering that's stronger than a ghost.
Well, if we need to figure out if this well somehow is connected to your compass or your band, I would gladly, wait a little bit to see if it helps or changes anything.
Well, yeah. Maybe if I get in the water, is something bad gonna happen to me?
What would I know, DMs? Would I know anything? I mean, I study history a lot.
Do a religion check, if you would, please.
I think Arcana would better cover this.
I disagree, especially considering they were used for rituals. It's religion.
DMs are fighting.
Magic rituals? I'll roll it and I'll tell you the result for both.
Okay.
So these were like religious rituals, like
They are.
worshiping the moon kind of stuff.
Both magical and religious.
Okay.
If it's religion, it would be a 19. If it's Arcana, it would be a 22.
Would you say they were magically religious?
It's magically delicious. Sorry.
So,
What you know of the Moonwells, this, at least the way your fiefdom handles it, people do attempt to go into the waters, and typically they come out fine. occasionally weird stuff can happen. But that is the exception, not the rule.
With ours in Andari, at least, it's generally fine. People do go in. Stuff happens sometimes, but usually not. I don't know if it's different here in the Feywild or not, but
Well, I already talked to ghosts, so what's the worst that could happen? And I will wade into the water, keeping an eye on the compass to see what happens.
The moment that your feet touch the floor of this well,
Yep. All right.
all of the lights that we had seen previously come towards the well, and like the way that you personally, Kestrel, perceive it is it's very slow, and these lights are just coming up and wafting around you, and they cover you, but everyone else sees an instantaneous crack of light here, and there's no Kestrel there anymore.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
Any horse plunges in.
Okay.
everybody in.
Kestrel,
Should I drive the horses in? Wait.
I'm
Your horse
horse
is gone.
saying,
So
Kestrel,
Eden is
Kestrel!
gone.
but the horse is just
Uh,
going,
Wasari, did you say you were stepping in as well immediately?
Yeah, I'm probably
Okay, Wasari is
mid-leap
gone.
in
Psalm.
when Psalm asked the question.
I throw the reins to the side and jump out of the cart into the well.
You
After them.
hear the horses scoff, but you cannot understand what they say as you jump in.
No.
And instantly, boom, you see the wisps approach all of you individually as you jump in. And you are filled with this overwhelming feeling of warmth. With the exception of 2 people. So,
Psalm, since you were the last to jump in, you'll be
Uh-oh.
the first to experience. It feels as though you are still surrounded by that light. But as you look around, you can see that this light is made up of all colors of the rainbow and some colors that you had not previously known existed. And you get this feeling of floating through space at a speed that you have no clue. It feels like it should be fast, but your body is just fine with it. And as you are looking around, as you experience all of these colors and feelings and emotions, you see standing before you, almost in mirror, Psalm. And you see that she has straight hair tied up in a ponytail. You can see your family crest on her tabard, which is blue in contrast to your red. And you can see for that moment that she's smiling. And she kind of does like a little swimmy motion up to you, and she takes both of your hands. And she says, "You're doing so great. This has been wonderful. You're doing it, and it's all on your own. I'm so proud of you, Echo."
I didn't want to do this alone without you.
I mean, technically you haven't, but I just haven't been around. But I'm here. I've seen it all. You've been doing so well.
Psalm is just gonna start crying, and like if she's going, like if she's kind of like flying or floating or whatever, I just imagine her tears are like balling up and going somewhere else. I don't know in what direction
You
she's
have the
falling
big
in.
Studio Ghibli tears.
Yeah.
Just like, and Psalm takes you and gives you a big hug.
Yeah.
And from there, we move over to Eden. Eden, in much the same fashion, you see the lights, you see the rainbow, you see the colors, you see everything. But as you are experiencing this, those colors of light go into a darker color, into the colors of the galaxies in space. You can still see pinpoints of light, but mostly you see these dark purples and blues and magentas. And you hear, you feel, you see that somehow the twinkling of each of these stars is supposed to be a message to you. You feel as though all of the stars are looking at you and smiling, and they're so excited. And from the view of space, of the cosmos, you can see your astral form take form again. And it just places a hand on your shoulder. And gets sucked into you.
Okay. I wince a little bit just at the suddenness of that.
When you wince, you know how like you can see your body out of your periphery. It looks like you are in your astral form. And
You hear as your vision starts to come back together to the world around you, you hear just the faintest whisper in your ears. It's time.
Am I still a tiny horse?
no,
Okay.
you're your
Yeah.
astral self at the moment.
As you all swim up, you plunge yourselves up and out of the well as though you had been completely submerged. And there you all are waiting in the well.
Waiting.
Waiting,
D.
pushing the water. And you all notice that Iden is in his star form.
I didn't do this. I was a horse. Why am I not a horse? Did you, like
you
treading
okay?
water? Did anyone see a horse? Where did the horse go?
Can you shift back?
Can I?
So normally for you as a druid, you know that when you do wild shape, you can literally drop it at any time. You can just, I don't want to be this form anymore. You try doing that. You try saying, I don't want to be astral anymore. And nothing changes. In fact, while you feel the same way that you do when you are in your astral form, you also do not feel the spell of wild shape upon you.
I don't. I'm gonna swim for the edge and like pull myself up.
As you pull yourself up and out of the water, you see that the well you walked into is not the well you walked out of. This one is completely overgrown and covered with vines. The colors of the forest around you are bright and vibrant. The darker corners of the forest, the shadows of the trees, are deeper and darker. Everything is louder, everything is brighter. You know now that you are in the Feywild.
Yes. I think Psalm is definitely still crying, but I think the last thing you all heard was her panicking about the horses, so you all might think that she's crying about the horses being left behind, but she's like bawling.
What is the compass doing?
The compass has spun around from its original orientation again and is now pointing to the north, away from the well.
Well, we are not where we were.
No, this is definitely the Feywild.
oh, that's great. And I'm like scratching at my arms at this point.
It's not coming up or anything. You feel the scratches. You feel your nails
Mhm,
just the
mhm.
same way, but they're astral nails, and it's weird. You can even see like little bits of space underneath your fingernails as you go.
No, 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 no. This is
That feeling of the internal muscle of wild shaping that you're so used to flexing to transform into horses and axe beaks and cats. You know that right now that is not active on you.
Can I go over to Eden and try to grab their hands?
That's fine with
Sure
us.
can.
Yeah.
Sure can.
Are you letting me?
Yeah.
Okay. I grab both of their hands and just like, hey,
Uh,
take a deep breath.
uh, I don't know
Okay.
what's happening.
I know, and we're gonna figure it out. Just breathe, okay? You've been in this form before. It's not strange.
I didn't pick it this time. I don't
know.
know
And
what's happening.
we're in a really weird place, and that's probably part of it. And we're gonna figure it out, but you can't hurt yourself.
Right. Thanks. Yeah, you could probably feel a little bit of tension in the wrists or in the hands, and then they'll relax. Right. Okay.
You
I
okay?
will kind of slump as I'm sitting there, just all spectrally, a shape of myself, as it were.
I'm gonna kind of relax the tension in my hands as well, but keep holding their hands until I feel like they're like, okay.
Sorry, what are you doing during all of this? Everyone else seems to be dealing with
Issues.
that.
Yeah, since everyone seems out of it currently, I'm going to get up on the edge of the well where I can see around us and just keep an eye out while everyone's doing this. If it seems calm, I won't do that right now. Yeah, I'll just keep an eye out, just to make sure nobody sneaks up on us or anything like that.
Fantastic. Give me a perception check.
18 total.
18 total? Yes, as you are pulling yourself up out of the well and taking a watch while everyone processes their issues, their traumas differently and over time, you see hopping up a tiny little bunny folk. Would you kindly describe yourself to everyone?
So I am a Harangon. You may or may not have seen a rabbit folk. But even if you have seen one of these rabbit folk before, something that obviously stands out is my fantastic set of antlers and a small set of white wings on my back. I have very soft, light gray fur. I've got a bow strapped across my back, and I'm wearing a bright blue, soft leather vest and set of pants.
And with that, we will go to break for now. Go touch a quick 5-10 minute break, touch some grass, get something to drink.
Sure, you stretch, and we will be back. Bye. Hello and welcome back. I wasn't ready. To Shifting Echoes, episode 9. I'm pretty sure I'm going to title this one Well, Well, Well.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Well
our
wishes.
adventurers have jumped into a well and found themselves in the true Feywild. They have just met Ash. Go to it.
Please give your introductions to each other,
If you would like, or
if you would like, or however you would like to.
or do we want to roll
handle it.
initiative? How do we want to do this?
Did they just like
seeing
hop
them-
into the clearing, or did how? What's
Yep, yeah, I just started to hop out of the tree line towards you guys.
So am I the only person who currently sees this rabbit person?
Everyone else was kind of dealing with some stuff, so like you're the only one who perceives.
Okay, I'll shut down into the well. We have company, and hand on the hilt of my new rapier, not drawing it yet, but ready to. I'll watch this rabbit person hop up to us. Hello?
Oh, so it's the 4 of you making the problem in the well? Is there
Yeah,
any more of you?
why do you ask? We didn't intend to end up here.
Yeah. So it's your first time?
Not me personally. First time coming through like this.
Okay. I pull this little notebook out of an inside pocket of my vest and scribble a couple things. So you've been to the Feywild before?
I have, yes.
And where are you headed?
We don't know.
Okay. Did you fall in the well?
is there anything in this direction? And I'll kind of clamber over and hold out the compass.
Where would it be pointing?
So, it's complicated. We'll start with that.
Good.
It's pointing towards a lot of things because geographical space in the Feywild doesn't really work the same way it does in a normal material plane.
Mm-hmm.
You know that it could be heading straight for like the Nightingale Court. You know that it could be heading straight for the Steel Court. Or not Steel. Straight towards the
Iron Court.
Iron Court.
Yep.
It could be it like that direction holds many things.
Okay. Well, if provided you meant to come here, maybe I can help.
I don't think we meant to come here as much as the compass told us to go in, so we went in. I didn't know we were going to end up in the Feywild. I don't know about anybody else. And I kind of look over at Wasari, who told me that nothing would happen if I got in the water.
So normally nothing happens. I mean, I knew there was a chance we would end up in the Feywild, but I didn't expect this to be. Like I said, the Moonwells in Andari are far more dormant, I guess. But we do find ourselves lost and could use assistance.
Oh, great. Well, that's what I do. I am Ash of the Salt Court, and she'll give a little bow.
Wasari Spring Fate.
Would I have heard of Wasari or her family?
Yeah, because the Spring Fate family is the head family for a different fiefdom. Like you've never met, but you know of these names the same way that we know of like the Queen of England.
Cool. Great. So, Wasari, I take it you're the leader of this group?
Well, not really, no, but I'm the only one who's been here before, so I guess for this expedition I may be.
All right. And this compass of yours, Kestrel? Sorry, probably don't know your name yet.
Oh, I'm Kestrel.
Yeah. Hey, your compass. Why are you following it if you don't know where it leads?
Oh, there's someone, there's a person on the other end of it that we're looking for.
And who is that? It's easier if I have a name.
Oh, well, it's one of my band. Well, I used to be in a band. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're called the Evergreen Song. And we played together for a really long time, and then we got separated. And so now I'm looking for them. But I don't know where they went. And I can't find the thing where I said what their names were. But Luca. His name is Luca.
Cool. Well, I haven't heard of them myself, but you know, it's a big place. I know a couple places we could check.
Okay.
Are you all gonna come?
Som is stood up by this point and just quiet, but she nods.
I'll turn and look over my shoulder, and you just hear a soft, yeah.
So what does Eden look like at this point?
So Eden looks like a silhouette of their normal body, but it looks like the night sky. So they have been replaced by the starry form of themselves.
Cool.
Ash, this is new to you, but also it's the Feywild. Like you get all kinds of people. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Well, this band that you're looking for, did they come here recently, or have they been here for a while?
I don't know. We don't know. I haven't seen them in a while, so the location spell was tracking them, and it led to the pool in our realm. And we got in the pool, and then we were here, and now it's pointing that way. So I don't think they would have come here on purpose. But I mean, maybe they got a really good gig or something. I don't know.
Well, if they came looking for work, they probably went to the Nightingale Court to find some placement. But you know, the Iron Court would know. They know everything here.
Okay.
Do you want to go the shortest way or the fastest way?
Those are different.
Oh, yes, very different.
I don't know. What sorry is that? What do you think? You've been here.
Yeah, but I haven't traveled much through the wilderness of the Feywild.
Which is the safest way?
It's a good question.
That is a good question. I think that's a matter of opinion.
I guess fast, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice.
Great. I would like to try to lead them to the Iron Court.
Fantastic. As you start hopping off along the way, guiding them through the woods, you come up to this ancient willow tree, and you just jump into the tree. And when I say jump into the tree, just in normal world, you would just run and you would smack against the bark of the tree if you had done that. But you just see Ash along and dive straight into a tree, and it ripples a little. Ash, it doesn't seem like they're following you.
Did that rabbit just jump into the tree?
Yeah, I think we're supposed to follow.
By jumping into a tree. And as I'm asking this, I'm just walking up to the tree and I'm going to stick my hand towards the bark and see what happens when I reach it.
As you touch the like, you know that you should feel something, but it's as though you're moving your hand through air instead.
Huh. This tree doesn't really seem to be here. Or something. One mystery solved. After you all.
I will stride through the tree, I guess.
As you stride through the tree, you come out on the other side of a different tree. And there's Ash, just waiting for you.
An interesting trick.
Oh, it's the tree's trick, not mine. So you can't. It's not me.
I'll follow as well.
I'll follow.
Yeah, and I'll step through after everyone else does.
You all come out on the other side, and you are in an area that you do not recognize, except for Ash. You know where you're going. The Fey ways are pretty easy to travel if you've been doing it all your life. So as you continue to hop along,
I'm gonna check the
But-
compass again once we're out of the tree.
it is pointing in a completely different direction now. And it is not the direction you are traveling as you follow Ash. As you continue hopping along, Ash, give me a perception check, please.
Yes. And would this be considered my favorite terrain of forest?
It
It
would.
absolutely would be.
Heck yeah. And that's an 18.
18? Fantastic. As you are hopping along, you hear the sound of combat ahead around a stony brook. And your fur immediately begins to stand as you know there's danger ahead.
Shh, wait. Can you fight or run?
I mean, we can do both.
Well, we're gonna have to make that choice now.
What is it?
There's fighting up ahead. I don't know who, but we can go through it or we can try to go past it.
I think going past it might be best. We don't want to get caught up in any dispute that might cause us to be on the wrong side of any of these courts or anything like that.
I agree.
Makes sense.
Would ignoring it do the same thing? Like if we knew there was this fight and we just walked past it, would that be a problem? And I'll be asking this question as I look at Ash, or at least my form is looking in a vague approximation of towards Ash.
Well,
You know that the Fey courts can be very complicated, and like sometimes a slight will mean nothing, sometimes a slight will mean, your family is in danger.
The one thing you can do to kind of see why cover your
ash.
butt and try not to run afoul of any of the politics of the courts is you can at least go and check and see if it's free agents duking out amongst themselves or if it's something else entirely, and that would probably give you a better determination as to what course you might take.
Cool. Well, wait here for a sec. I'll check it out. And I will attempt to stealth up to the altercation.
All
If
right.
you would please roll a stealth check, check.
Natural 20
Hey.
for a
You
23 total.
are as quiet as the wind on a still night. As you creep up, you cross and poke your head around the stony brook, trying to keep your antlers out of sight. And as you poke your head around the corner, you are greeted with the sight of a gnome,
An Eladrin and a pixie.
an eladrin, and a pixie. And they seem to be struggling against a deer.
A deer, just like
A regular deer.
just a deer.
But Ash, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry, intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw. Oh, not great. 14.
Unfortunately, you do not make it. As you look at the deer, it just seems to be standing there at first, but you gaze closer and something doesn't seem quite right. It looks like these three people are engaged in a heated combat, but the deer doesn't seem to be moving at all. And then you notice it. Go ahead and describe.
You notice it, and on one hand, your eyes don't change. You still see a deer in front of you, but it's not quite. Isn't its neck a little too long? And the antlers, so similar to yours, they feel like they're too pointed, and almost as though they're dripping with something, but you're unsure. And even as you look, the legs, as the deer steps forward and just kind of moves its head down to graze a little bit, you see that the legs with which it steps have just a few too many joints, like maybe 2 or 3 too many joints. And with this realization, you have a pretty good idea of what this is, and the fear of that, because of your intelligence check, freezes you.
Let's roll some damage here. So you are going to take 2 psychic damage to start with.
Okay.
And you recognize this as a not a deer.
Not a deer.
Not a deer.
Not.
It's like a deer, but it's not a deer.
Not a deer.
So as you are frozen watching this scene, everyone else, you like notice that Ash has not come back.
Did we just get ditched after jumping into a tree?
I don't know. It's possible. We'll wait a few more moments.
Maybe it's a
Sure.
trick. It's the Feywild. They're known for that, right?
Yeah. Do you think that Ash is immune to the tricks of the Feywild? Oh,
I mean,
just
maybe
yeah,
she's playing a trick. We don't know her.
we
That's
don't.
true.
I hate to ask, but are we even headed in the right direction for the compass?
No. She said she was taking us to some court that might know things, but the compass says we're supposed to go the other way.
I think
Right? It's
that
still pointing away from where we're going.
going
It-
towards the.
So it's not going directly against where you're going, it's going a completely different direction now that you have checked it again.
But so it's not pointing the direction that she was leading us.
It's not pointing the direction she was leading you, it's not pointing the direction that it was like 5 seconds ago when you checked.
Okay, well, I think the compass is useless here.
Yeah, I think the courts will be our only chance of finding them.
I agree, which means we probably should find our guide. And I'm gonna just start looking for. I'll just, gaze out and see what I see.
I was gonna say, like, you guys saw which direction Ash headed, and so you start heading that way, and you see Ash before you see the clearing.
Okay.
But you see that she is not frozen as in cold, but she's not moving other than just a slight tremor.
She's doing something weird. Maybe she's hiding from something? I'm not sure.
As you continue unable to look away now from the horror that is being wrought upon you, please give me another intelligence saving throw at the end of your turn.
Oh, I'm not very smart. Oh, 15.
That's pretty smart.
That is smart. That's not smart enough. You know, unfortunately, the Notadeer has you in its grasp, and so you begin to perceive it more and more as time goes on.
So am I like functionally paralyzed or
Functionally
yes,
paralyzed.
you
yeah.
are functionally paralyzed.
Okay.
And you also suffer the frightened condition if you can. Not sure if Herringons are immune to that or.
I am not immune.
Okay.
What does frightened do?
I think you have to move away from them.
If you can move, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Well, you can't move closer, and you have disadvantage while the source of your fear is within your sight. So, as that's going on, this time it's going to be 10 psychic damage. As you begin to see the fur of the deer warp and twist.
See, it's matted in some places, and there's just no hair at all in others.
There's spaces and on the deer that should not be there anymore. So back to the rest of the party.
You've now heard Psalm say where Ash is,
Mm-hmm.
and that like she's not acting herself. You haven't known her for very long, but this probably isn't in character.
Psalm, I will say, give me a perception check.
Yeah. Okay. Perception. Okay. That's only going to be a 16.
16. That's fine. You see, as you look at Ash, you see blood starting to drip from her ears.
Oh, okay. I'm going to first of all do my channel divinity for all my smite stuff. But then I will kind of motion over to the team and call them over if they're not there.
Before you start your channel divinity, let's move to initiative now.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right, so starting with Ash, since you are the one that is paralyzed.
17.
Fantastic. Kestrel.
30-20.
Okay. Psalm?
I rolled a 5.
Fantastic. Iden.
18.
Okay, and Wasari?
15.
Okay. And then did you roll initiative for any of the NPCs?
I don't have any dice. I have your cards though.
Oh, thank you. I was trying something different today, so
Oh, okay.
here I'll put that for the not a deer.
This is Gil.
Just one for the group of NPCs.
Oh, okay. In that case, that's the group of NPCs. Fun.
Fantastic. All right, so top of the order, Kestrel. Psalm just called out to you, I believe, and you were letting everyone know they need to brush over as you popped up your channel divinity.
Yep.
So we'll go with Kestrel first.
Okay, I'm gonna do a bonus action first and grab a tail because that seems like it's gonna be useful.
Roll me a percentile when you go to grab your tail.
Okay, before or after the tail?
Before.
Before. Okay. Well, I rolled the tail dice, but I'll hold on that for a second. Percentile is 35.
35? Okay. As you go to grab your tail, please tell me what tail you get.
I got, that's an 8, which is Tail of the Phantom.
Fantastic. Normally, the ghost that comes to deliver that tail to you, they did not show up this time. Instead, it was Wasari's mother. You still get the tail, but she gets to regale you with her own story instead.
Okay. Well, she has 6 seconds to do so.
She does. She does in the time allotted.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
man, does she give you an earful for the
Yep.
few moments she's there?
I like how I'm now getting haunted by your mom.
Another your mom joke, really?
I'm sorry, I really am.
Okay, so I'll take that. I'm gonna hang on to it for now.
Okay.
And with my action, I don't have Eldritch Blast. That's the wrong character. I don't know why I keep thinking I have that. I don't.
You said that earlier, and I was like,
I know.
Whoa.
I keep. I
The
play. This is the
coolest
problem with
part.
being a warlock main, is I just assume I always have it, and I do not. I'm going to. You said we can visibly see Ash bleeding.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You can't see the knotted ear.
Right. I'm just gonna throw we'll do a level 2 healing word at Ash. which is that was terrible. 7 points of healing.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Wait, healing word's a bonus action.
Yep, never mind. You're correct.
You're so smart. I don't know these things. That's so
It's okay.
cool.
Okay,
It's
then
okay.
instead I'm gonna run up and try to grab Ash and start dragging her backwards.
Ash, as soon as Kestrel grabs you and pulls you away and breaks line of sight with the Notadeer, you are unfrozen again. And your mind is no longer assaulted by those horrible images of quasi-deer.
I'm gonna spend the whole turn just dragging her backwards.
Fantastic.
Cool.
So next up, then, will be Iden.
Okay. I will also kind of rush up to see. Oh, you just dropped your bone, puppy. I will rush up to see what is going on up over and through the woods.
Okay.
And yeah, and
Fantastic.
that'll be the first thing I do, I guess.
So you're looking at the
The
scene.
site.
Yes, the site. I'm looking at the sites.
Please make an intelligence saving throw.
I would love to.
As you
s-
see a deer just gently rubbing its antlers against the ground while 3 Fae folk are fighting against it.
I rolled a 21.
That is exactly what you see then. You see them struggling and they're like dripping in sweat. Some of them have a little bit of blood coming out of their noses or their eyes or whatever, but they are struggling against this deer that does not seem to be moving.
This is the most singularly bizarre thing I have ever seen in my entire life. How far away is this from me?
You walked up, so that was probably 20 feet of movement to get to where Ash was. And so it's about another 20 feet past the rock.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and notice that these 3 people are absolutely looking flavor blasted by this deer, and this deer just doesn't seem to care, and that definitely doesn't feel right. And also the Feywild is here, and also I'm still in Starry form, and that's kind of really pissing me off. I'm gonna cast a guiding bolt on the deer, which I believe is just a deer. So this should be easy, right?
Please.
It's not like it's gonna attack us.
Yeah, it's just a deer, right?
Yeah. It's just a deer.
Please roll to hit.
I mean, I could make worse decisions.
Hang on 1 second, though. I need to... Yeah, hold that for me. I need to see one thing
Mm-hmm.
before you roll to hit.
I mean, I did, but I won't tell you.
Okay, thank you. Nope, you're fine. Please continue rolling to hit.
18.
18? Yes. As you hit the deer, the guiding bolt splashes off of it. For normal, roll damage, please.
I would love to. That's 4d6. 44.
46?
46 damage. Holy shit.
With damage like that, who needs enemies?
Wow, I just rolled really terrible. That's 8 damage.
On 4d6?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the spell smashes into the creature, and you notice the glowing outline that guiding bolt usually provides for allies to assist them in targeting the enemy. it, for one split second, doesn't contort to the deer form. Instead, it's this like horrible shape, and then it snaps into the deer, and the deer's just glowing there as it's grazing on some grass.
Oh, goodness gracious. Bonus action, seeing that, I'm going to cast Flame Blade because that's fucking awful. So I just hold my hand out and I look over my shoulder at I look back at everyone again and you see the silhouette. I still don't know if I like have eyes or anything, but you just hear me say, "This deer is not a deer. I don't know what this deer is, but it is not what it looks like. Let's maybe consider killing it." And I just have my hand out with my fingers open, and then when I clench into a fist, this long curving blade of what would be fire appears. But I feel like it would be more fun if it looked like swirling galaxies or like the Milky Way or some nonsense as I summon it into being. And that will be my turn.
Fantastic. Ash?
Great. So I have been dragged away a bit. I don't see the deer at the moment.
You don't see the deer at the moment, correct.
Cool. I probably didn't get too much of detail in my scary deerness, but did I happen to know the other creatures it was fighting? Any insignia? Could I kind of tell who the other people were?
You did not see any house insignias in the brief moment you were captivated by the deer form.
Mm-hmm.
However, you do know what court would probably be sent to destroy monsters.
Such as this. So you have strong suspicions as
Great.
to who they may be.
Right. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna pull out my bow. Kill it if you can, but don't look at it. And I'm gonna try to essentially, if I can, like take an attack at disadvantage by kind of like not looking at it, but still taking a shot.
Absolutely. But it's actually at normal because of Eden's guiding bolt.
Oh, very exciting.
So you will avert your eyes.
Mm-hmm. And kind of step around the tree.
Yes.
And 15 to hit.
15 will miss the deer.
Okay, and I'll take my second
your
attack.
arrow probably flew where the deer would be standing if it was a deer, but it's not a deer. And so there it is not.
Right. And I'll take my second attack at it too.
This one will be at disadvantage now.
Oh, okay. Oh man. Yeah, 10 to hit.
10 to hit. That will not do.
It's either gonna be 10 or 26, so damn it. Ooh.
Sorry.
Lucky for the not a deer.
Oh no, I know. And then I'll step back a bit further. I'll take another 20 feet back.
Okay. Are you moving out of sight again?
Yep.
Fantastic. So the next one up will be Wasari.
Eden seemed panicked, said that we're fighting this and I trust them. So I'm immediately going to draw my hands above each other and create a number of golden glyphs between them. And when I push my hands together, rings of golden glyphs go around my wrists as I cast haste on myself. Mark that off. And then I'm going to run forward. As I'm running, draw my sword, my brand new Songcraft rapier, across my bangle to start my blade song. It begins thrumming. Guessing it thrums in beat with the elven folk song that my rapier rings with as well. And I'm going to run for this thing. I currently have a speed of 100. So I'm assuming I can close the distance.
You just zoom around the rock and into the clearing where you see the three Fey folk fighting a deer that does not seem to be moving, does not seem to be doing anything other than being a normal deer.
I think I hesitate a moment as soon as I can see it, just like,
Oh, you look
and
at
then I
it?
continue running forward. Yeah, I'm going to look at it.
Okay,
Give me
roll
an
that in.
intelligence saving throw, please.
Okay. Oh no, a wizard making an intelligence saving throw. That's a 24.
Yeah, you make it. As you run up onto this deer, this placid, sweet, beautiful creature of nature.
Yeah, I just almost shrug, and then I'm going to stab into it with a normal attack, because my hasted attack cannot be a spell.
Okay.
So thrusting. Whoops. I accidentally rolled that on D&D Beyond, and it rolled a natural 20. So I guess I'll take that.
You know what? If you want to roll on D&D Beyond, that is great.
So that's going to be. I wish this was on Booming Blade. That's going to be 6 plus 4 is 10 points of magical slashing.
All right. 10 points of magical slashing.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's-
you dig your blade into the deer and you hit it without an issue.
Cool. That's 2 actions, a bonus action, and my movement. Actually, I'm gonna back up maybe 20, 25 feet from it.
Okay.
All right. Are you disengaging?
I have mobile.
Okay,
So I kind of
that's right.
step up and
That's right.
spin, stab into it, and I'll continue that
I
spin
will
as I step
always
away.
forget that, and I am sorry.
No worries.
All right. With that being said, as soon as you back up, you see the deer just raise its head up. Iden, you were still perceiving the deer at the end of the round. You shot your guiding bolt at it, right?
Oh yeah, I probably turn around and look back at it after telling everyone. Yeah.
You just see the deer just look up and just like slightly gently turn its head towards you. Give me an intelligence saving throw, please.
I'd love to. Oh boy, halfling luck. I don't think this is gonna be good. Oh, I don't think this is gonna be good. That's a 15.
That is a 15. So it's not the same as before. You did not perceive it. Instead, you are seeing flashes of quasi-deer-like activities in your mind, and it is just wrecking your head horribly. So go ahead and take 9 psychic damage, and you have disadvantage on your next saving throw.
Okay.
And then in the meantime, because none of you can see it, go ahead and have the deer just exist around those Fey folk with 3
yeah.
3 moments of existence, please.
3 moments. Done.
Okay. 1. Okay.
Not great for the Fey folk.
No, you see, as you're watching this unfold, just like blood shoot out of the pixie from no apparent source, as though they get stabbed with something. Let's see here. It's the Fey folks' turn.
Mm-hmm. So, as you're looking, the 3 of them, as you're listening, like they're not actually speaking, but you can tell that there's definitely some kind of a communication going. And you see them try to fan around the deer in the hopes of, keeping its attention elsewhere. But specifically, the Eladrin looks at you, Ash, and nods and says, "Thanks for the help." Let's see.
All right. So it looks
Pixie,
like
Eladrin.
2 of them hit.
No. Okay, 2 of them are going to hit. 2 of them dive in for the deer, while the pixie, still clutching at her wound, is unable to make her attack. But you see them slash, and anyone who is watching the not a deer, but instead like this party, you will see that they're hitting places that the deer is not. They seem to be hitting like much higher up or even lower down, but not the actual physical body of the not a deer.
All right, and then we'll move on to Psalm.
Okay, the first thing that Psalm is going to do, so she channel divinity so that she can have her ranged divine smites. So she is going to take out her revolver, and she's going to. She is going to do the cool thing where she spins the barrel, clacks it in, and when it clacks in, you all hear like a deep crackling. And I'm going to cast Thunder Smite first as my bonus action. And then I'm going to try to hit the. I'm like, it's hard because I think that she would hear that you're not supposed to look at it. But I think Wasari looked at it, and I feel like she would probably try to take a chance as a gunner. Like, she's not gonna just like shoot into nowhere. So she's definitely gonna look and try to aim true.
All right. So as you round the stone and you look at Wasari and the 3 Fae folk engaged with the deer, it looks as odd to you as it does to everyone else. But I need you to give me that intelligence saving throw.
Absolutely. Okay, 10.
Do you have your paladin
Fine.
aura?
Oh. Do I have aura? I don't think I have any auras yet. Yeah, I don't have any auras yet.
Okay.
Sadly,
Are you immune to fear?
I am not.
frighting
Just
condition?
fire, just disease. That's it. Oddly enough.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah.
in that case, then, as soon as you turn around and you rear your head, you
Ooh, can I-
freeze. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, can I use my inspiration?
Yes, you can.
I will do that. Okay, that's a 19 plus 3 is 22.
Okay. With that, you turn the corner and you just see this gentle deer.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot it. I see everyone else is kind of getting a little aggressive towards it, and I know that the Feywild has trickery, so I'm gonna shoot at it.
Okay. Roll
So I'll
to
take
hit,
my
please.
first attack. Yeah. So I get 2 attacks, so I'll roll the first one, because that one will have a smite. Okay, so it's 15 plus 6 is 21.
Yes, that will hit as you shoot past Wissery into the deer.
Okay, I will just roll for the second attack as well.
Okay. Are you going to throw your actual or your divine smite on any of these?
Yes, that's gonna go on the first one,
Okay.
the one I just did. And then this one will be smiteless. I rolled an 11, like total.
Okay, that shot does go wide.
Okay, so for the first one, it's gonna be 2d8. So we roll that first. So 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2d6. So it takes 7 piercing, but then it's gonna go on to take also 12, 2 6s, 2. Wait, no, sorry, I'm reading this wrong. That's why. That's a D8. It's like, wait a second, that's not the same shape. Okay, so 6 total thunder damage after that. And then it needs to make a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from me and knocked prone.
Okay. Strength saving throw.
So as you're looking at it, you can feel that you are stronger than it. You definitely beat it as far as the strength saving.
It does go flying the 10 feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it goes flying the 10 feet. But as you're looking at it, the deer just seems to be standing there. Anyone who is looking at the deer who did not make their intelligence save, what you see is the deer looks as though it's about to fall, and instead shooting out of its body are more legs that just keep it upright.
Fun. Is this weird for anyone else? And that'll be the end of my turn. Oh, jeez.
How far back did you push it? Was it 10 feet?
10 feet.
10 feet.
Fantastic. So if that's the case, then we will go to the top of the order with Kestrel.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is bestow the Tail of the Phantom on myself.
Okay.
So I turn invisible. And then
Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes.
yeah. Reading this. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to run. Can I make it to the deer from where I'm at or no?
Yeah, you should be able to.
You were at the rock, correct?
I don't know.
When you ran.
Because she pulled Ash away.
Okay. So it got pushed back, so it would be about 35 feet away from at this point.
Okay, so I can't make it all the way there.
You can make it like right up to there, if within swinging distance, right? Or
No, because she moves only 25 feet.
Yeah, I only have 25 feet of movement.
Okay, I was thinking 30.
Yeah, I
I
got
apologize.
Okay, so I'm gonna run the full 25 feet. And then for my bonus, now I'm going to cast Healing Word. Who looks the worst right now?
Oh, Gil looks real hurt.
that would be the pixie.
Oh, sorry. I mean, of my party.
Oh, of the people that you care about,
Yeah.
Ash is the only one who is hurt, but I don't know if you
If,
count
if
her
I
as your
count as
party.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I will I'll throw that second level Healing Word at Ash.
Do you want to do the healing word first before you do the invisibility? Because otherwise you're going.
It's not normal invisibility. It only dispels with an attack.
Okay.
It's so cool.
Where's the thing? It says until the end of its next turn or until it hits a creature with an attack.
Okay. Cool. Fantastic.
Yeah, so I will do, let's see, 4. That is 7 plus, crap, no, I lost my healing word thing. That's better. 11 points to you, Ash.
Woo-hoo.
And then this is the first time I am seeing the deer, to be clear.
So
I'm
you
assuming I have to
have
make
gazed
the-
upon the deer in all of its glory. So you're immune to fear though?
I have advantage against fear saves.
Okay,
So I
so
still
you
have
would
to
have
make it.
advantage on this roll.
Yeah,
You took that.
and it's int.
It isn't.
Okay, that's not great. That's better. Int save, that is a 19.
Okay. Yes, you make it. It's just a regular deer.
Cool. Okay, that is so I'm like 10 feet away from it, I think, and I'm invisible, and that's my turn.
Fantastic. Eden.
Yes. And just for my own edification as well, was the effect I had last turn a fear effect?
No.
No, okay. Because yeah, all halflings get the advantage on fear stuff. So
Yeah,
We'll have to-
that's a
That's a different
assault.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I've got my nebula blade in hand, and
Sweet.
I am going to run all 25 feet that I am able after I use a bonus action to trigger what I would know to be my regular starry form.
So you
What happens when I trigger the actual starry form when I'm
You
in
go
this?
to trigger it and nothing happens. You are already your starry form. So it technically it's already triggered, but you didn't have to do anything.
are
Wait, okay, so
You are already your regular starry form. That is what you are. The trigger would be like if you want to change it to the archer or if you want to change
Yep.
it to something else. That would be the trigger. But otherwise you are already your regular starry form.
yeah, so you don't need to spend the wild shape to transform into your starry form if that's what you're trying to do.
okay, but I have to spend the bonus action to make the little archer appear.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then that's what I'm doing with my bonus action. As not really conscious, like I go to summon, trigger this starry form, thinking, all right, if I couldn't dispel it, maybe I can still summon it. And obviously that's not the case, but the little cluster of stars appears, making the tiny little constellation form of an archer. And I look at it and shake my head. And I just say, do you have any idea what's going on with this? And I just imagine that it shrugs its shoulders and it makes a little constellation motion of not understanding anything, which is frustrating a little bit. But then I'll proceed to run pell-mell towards it, 25 feet with a 5 feet reach of my flame blade, and I will strike at it if I am quite capable.
Were you at the rock at the start of your turn?
Last turn you said it was 20 feet away from me, so
And
it
it
got pushed.
Yeah, it got
10.
pushed. Okay.
So 25 and 5 foot reach on the blade makes me believe I can strike it.
Yep.
Math!
That's good math.
I did it.
It checks out
So I'm at disadvantage on this.
if you are not looking at the deer while you
Well,
try
I
to
mean-
swing it.
I'm gonna look at the deer.
Oh, okay.
I
If you look at the deer,
Give us an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
And it
that
is a
the
fear effect.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 19.
Okay. You're fine. It's just a deer.
Take that, deer. And then I will strike it with the flame blade, swiping with that nebulous blade. That's a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Cool. I mean, hot. And that's going to do 13 points of fire damage as this blade cuts through the deer with like a knife, hot knife through butter. And then my little archer is also going to fire as I race in. That's going to be a miss because I rolled a 2. So that's an 8.
Like your little archer is still very stuck on the question and is like, but what am I?
What do I, what does that make me? And as I'm striking, I will yell to some, yes, this deer is very strange. This is all very, very weird. And that will be my turn.
Fantastic. Ash, it's your turn.
I would like to look around in the trees and see if there's a small critter near me, a bird or a squirrel or something.
As you look around you, And you can guess that it's probably because of the thing that's in the clearing.
Yeah.
There's no animals. There's nothing anywhere. Like you would guess probably within like a mile of this thing.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay. Then that's not gonna work. That's okay. Then I'm going to let's see. So I got pulled back a ways and then I moved back a ways. How far would the closest other Fae be?
The closest other Fae as the crow flies, or if you were to run around the rock that everyone's been running around to get to the fight?
I can hop over a rock. I mean, I don't know how big this rock is. How
Yeah.
how
Like, you can fly a
you
little
got
bit. So
you got
yeah,
a 15-foot vertical leap.
probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You-
How do you calculate jumping? I actually don't know how to do that.
It's based on strength, but I think you get bonuses because you are above
And I'm
level.
also proficient in strength and
Yeah, but you can also fly, so you don't need a vertical leap when you can just flap your wings.
Great. Then let's say I'm going over the rock, shortest distance to the nearest Fae.
So that would be the pixie. It's probably going to be about, we'll say 30 feet away once you get to the top of the rock, which is 15 feet of movement to get up there.
So I wouldn't quite be able to get to them. Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I would just like to get up to the rock and essentially put the rock between me and the deer.
Okay, so you're just like hanging on the edge there.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna again kind of poke around and take a couple glancing shots at the deer without looking at it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll with disadvantage, unfortunately.
Yep. Oop, that's not gonna hit. And second shot. Oh, maybe. It missed. What's my 18 to hit.
that will hit.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop. Okay, so I finally get to roll damage, guys.
So excited for you.
7, 8. So that's 8 points of piercing, and I'm going to also add my dreadful strike.
Oh,
which-
what's that do?
It's because I'm a Fey Wanderer. I get to do 2 points of psychic damage if it takes psychic.
It does
It
not.
does not.
Ah, damn it. Okay, well then. What did I say? Like 7 points of piercing?
7 points
8.
of piercing.
8
Or
points
8.
of piercing. Yep.
And you notice the normal thud of the arrow is not nearly as thuddy.
It's
As it-
actually a little bit squelchy.
Oh.
But
Ooh.
for your purposes, it seems to have resistance to the damage from just a regular.
Yep. Great. Okay, then I will stay hiding behind my rock.
Fantastic. Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to run forward to the beat of my very upbeat blade song and do a lunge with my hasted attack, just for a normal attack.
Okay. Yes, as you do that, your blade starts playing that folk music that you love so much. Are you
I
perceiving
am
the
looking
deer?
at the deer. I
Alright,
am.
Give us that intelligence saving throw, please.
Ooh, that's a good number. 23 total.
Yes, that will save.
Cool. So lunging forward with my Songcraft Rapier. 20 to hit.
20 will hit the deer.
Awesome. This is a normal, this is 7 points of magical.
Okay.
And then skirts flaring, I will spin away from it. And kind of bring my left hand around, and the diamond ring that I'm wearing flares with arcane sigils, and a golden ball of fire appears in my hand, and I will toss that at the deer as well for chromatic orb. It's 2nd level.
Okay.
So that's roll to hit. 18.
Did you do
To hit.
that? Oh no, you looked. So
That's a ranged attack, right? And you're in
Yes,
melee?
I moved back about 20
Okay.
feet.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so you lob that, an 18 will hit.
Awesome. That's at second level, so it's 48. That's a really decent roll. 15, 21, 24 points of psychic damage or fire damage. Sorry.
Okay. Fire damage, yeah.
Yep.
You see steam and smoke start emanating from areas that the deer does not exist at. But then it reconjoins and there is a charred portion of deer there that is just gently grazing. Anything else with your turn?
Bonus action. I don't really have anything. So no. So I just come out of the spin throwing that and then just stop and ready myself.
Fantastic. The deer will go now. Let's those roll. Okay.
17.
Okay.
So the
And
gnome this time.
with that, you see the pixie literally go down, just getting like smashed in half. Wings fly up a little. But that being said, I need a save from you, Wasari.
Intelligence save or something else?
It's an intelligence saving throw. As deer-like images flash in your mind.
Not great. 18.
18? No, that does make it. So nothing
Awesome.
happens
Cool.
with this damage. That being said, the other two Fey creatures are fighting their hardest, but they're looking pretty worse for wear as well. And then it goes to their turn. You see one of them spend their entire turn pulling out this ornate dagger and just unclothing it, and they stab it into their downed fairy companion and leave it there while the other one goes to work fighting with the deer some more.
Ash, because of your Fey nature, you know that that blade that was just used is cold steel. But the other one does not hit.
Okay.
Nowhere near.
No. So down to Psalm.
Okay, perfect. So I really think I'm probably just gonna do this same exact thing. I don't think there are any spells I really want to try to cast on it. So I will bonus action Thunderous Smite again, and try to hit it 2 times and throw my smite on the first one.
Okay.
Am I rolling with disadvantage?
If you're looking at it, you roll.
If you're looking at it, you have to make your intelligence saving throw first. If you're not looking
Oh,
at
okay.
it, you are making it with disadvantage for your attack.
I think I will just go ahead and try to look at it.
Okay. Give us an intelligence saving throw.
18.
18? It's a deer. Go ahead and
Cool.
shoot it.
Cool. Okay, so what's my gun at? Okay. 18 to hit on the
That
first
hits.
attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where my Thunderous Smite's gonna go on that first one, and then the second one. 12 plus 4. 12 plus. Oh, I used the wrong modifier for the first one. It would be a 30-20 for the first one, but this one's gonna be 12 plus 6, 18. This one will be an 18 to hit.
Okay. Well, they both hit. I mean, if the
Nice.
18 to hits.
Okay, so 4 plus 3, 7, 10 total piercing damage, and then 10 piercing, and then 7 thunder damage, and then it'll make that strength save.
10 piercing. Are you using the one that
I'm just-
shoots with necrotic, or
Not the Umbra. I'm just using my regular revolver for this one.
okay? Okay.
Yeah,
So
that one's
7,
2d8 plus
7
3.
piercing, and
Mhm.
what was the other
10
piece of it?
It was 10 piercing and then 7 thunder.
Okay. Alright.
That's for the first one, and then for the second attack, it is 6 piercing.
Does it need to make the strength saving throw from the thunderous smite?
Yes, it does.
Otherwise, it goes flying again.
Yeah, push 10 feet away.
What's the DC?
BC 12.
Okay, yeah.
It looks like it
Cool.
just is standing there in the same place.
Perfect. Okay, great. That's all I do.
How much was the damage on the second shot?
I think I rolled a 5.
For damage, and you didn't
think
apply any
so.
smites to it?
No, because I think smites are only for the first time you hit with the melee or not melee, but wait. Yeah, the first time you hit with the weapon. So it can't go
Okay.
for the second attack. Sadly.
Okay.
Yep.
So you notice that shot's not as effective then.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, top of the order, Kestrel.
Okay, I'm going to run the rest of the way up to the deer, still invisible. I'm going to hit the deer with my rapier, which will make me not invisible.
Are you perceiving the deer?
I am perceiving the deer.
Intelligence
so that is,
save.
and it's still this has advantage.
This is
'cause
the
it's frightened,
fear.
right?
Yes, you have advantage on this.
Okay, that's gonna be a 19. The other one is less, so 19.
Okay.
And then the hit on the rapier is a 21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so it does, that's poop. 5 points of normal damage, but because I was Tail of the Phantom, it also does, that's better, 8 points of necrotic.
Okay, so that's when that one will be magical because it has
Yeah,
the
the
necrotic
5
stacked on it.
points of rapier damage is regular, but the 8 points of necrotic is magic.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
And that is my turn.
Up, Eden.
That's me. I'm going to start with my little starry archer, who's hopefully going to pay a little more attention to what's going on at this point.
Look, he's having an existential crisis.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Perceive or no perceive?
I don't. Perceiving,
Yeah, good,
yes.
Good question. Does the
But I
archer
think
perceive?
I think it technically counts as me making a ranged attack, so I would be
Yeah.
perceiving. So
Okay.
So you get advantage from your halfling thing. Did you ever take the disadvantage from having that psychic deer assault in your mind on your next saving throw?
On my next saving throw, I don't think I did. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
I'll do
just
that
roll
this round.
regularly for this one.
Ugh, that's a 10.
A 10?
Yep.
Instantly, you begin to perceive it, and it looks like this horrible creature we've been describing this entire time. And
Yay.
you freeze up. Please take 2 psychic damage.
Okay.
And you are both frightened and I believe stunned. Yeah, I don't think we have it
I
right.
thought it was paralyzed instead of stunned.
You will. Yeah, we'll jump back to that later.
Real quick point of order. This is probably irrelevant because I'm guessing it's immune to this, but it would also because of the phantom thing, be frightened of me until the end of its next turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is immune to fear.
I figured it was.
effects.
Okay.
There's nothing to fear but fear itself.
Thank you for that. Unfortunately, Eden, because you locked up and you perceived the deer, you are now caught in that trance of perceiving the deer till you break free.
Okay. What condition does this technically count as?
The frightened condition first and foremost, and I'll tell you in a second here.
Queen.
Conditions, got to spell it right. All right, so we got. I'm sorry.
It's
paralyzed.
That's
It counts as paralyzed. I mixed the two up because they're so similar.
Okay, so I can't move closer to it.
Correct.
And I'm
You also can't move or
incapacitated.
speak.
Can't take actions or reactions, but bonus actions are still on the table. Or do bonus actions count as? I'm going to assume bonus actions count as actions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I obviously I have absolutely fucking nothing I can do, so I'm done.
Okay.
Your Star Guardian starts like trying to get you out of it.
That being said, we are rotating over to Ash.
All right, I'm hiding behind my rock.
Yep.
I see the little pixie go down. I am going to use my movement to fly over to the pixie and cure wounds her.
The pixie is. You know the pixie's dead.
Like you saw the pixie get stabbed with
The
steel
cold
blade
steel dagger.
Oh,
from the
why did they kill their own person? That's weird.
That will be a question. There.
Great.
You saw
I thought it
her
was
go
some kind of
down,
like
and then
sustaining
the
thing.
Eladrin.
Ah, yes, the healing shiv.
I don't know. A healing dagger. Okay, great. Well then, I'm gonna go over to the next standing person who looks bad. And
That would be the Eladrin who's still standing over the pixie.
Yes.
The dagger.
I'm
Sorry,
going to-
that's the next closest person.
Okay, I'm going to stand at arm's reach from them and cure wounds them.
She nods and is resheathing the cold steel dagger.
And she gets 8 points of healing.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Keeping my eyes on
Next up is Wasari.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta keep going with my song. As soon as I come out of my spin on last turn, I'm gonna lunge for it again. It doesn't
Still
seem to be
perceiving?
moving around.
It does
What's
not.
that?
Still perceiving. Just you said lunge forward
Still
again.
perceiving.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, still perceiving. Sorry. Not bad at all. Dirty 20.
okay.
Right?
You make the
Yeah.
save.
Okay. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to lunge for just a normal hasted attack. That's an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Okay. Great. That's 6 points of magical piercing.
Okay.
Then as I pull it out, I'm going to come in a spin around with my other hand and shocking grasp. for my
All right,
normal attack.
fantastic. Eden, because you are the only one that can actually perceive the true form of the knotted ear at this point, you can tell it's looking really, really bad.
and not in the horrifying way that it has been looking, but just it's hurt.
Shocking grasp, you said.
That's interesting to hear because that's a natural 20.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So,
I forget. Are we doubling the die, or do you want me to roll twice as many die? I forget what we're doing.
you max the damage on what the original die would have been.
Oh, I didn't
and
do
then
that
you
the last time I
roll-
crit.
Then you roll the bonus dice.
Cool. So this is gonna hurt. It's 26 points of lightning damage.
Sorry, as you bring your hand in for the shocking grasp, and you just like gently touch the deer, electricity just flows through you into this thing, and it immediately just turns to a deer-like paste. As it explodes, Iden, you snap out. You no longer perceive the not a deer, you perceive the corpse of the not a deer. And it is just... ugh.
There is ichor everywhere. It's like the good news, there's no guts. There's none of that. It's just whatever this was, it was not a deer.
But everyone else just sees a dead deer. Except for Ash. You were able to perceive its true form as well.
It's a lot of work for one deer.
That's not a deer.
Looks like
What?
one.
I will open my hand and let the flame blade dissipate. And if I can see this creature's like actual form, was that what you were saying? Because I can still
Yes,
see
you
what it
can
actually
see
looks like. I will go to the head of the actual creature and I'll be like, here's the head, and I will point. And then I will run down to where the feet are. Here are the feet. And then I will be like pantomiming the number of joints in the legs. It has this many joints and a neck that's this big. And I'm just like tracing the body in front of everyone.
So it seems like some of us are seeing an illusion. I just wonder whether it's us or you.
Feywild is scary.
Considering how hard it was to take it down, I would guess that those of us seeing it as a normal deer are probably the ones seeing an illusion.
That would make sense.
Is
will-
all of the Feywild like this?
The Eladrin, who is kind of like wiping off any ichor that got onto her. Well, not all of it, but you know, you do what you do. Hello. She reaches out a hand. My name's Thani. And she
Ash.
looks specifically at like Kestrel, Wasari, Psalm, and Iden, but then looks at Ash. If you would please, name and court.
Ash of the Salt Court. I was to lead these to the Iron Court.
Good. Well, thank you very much for the help. If you
No,
hadn't
sorry.
been here,
Sorry for getting in your way. We shouldn't have interfered.
Well, we were told that this creature was much younger than it appears to have actually been. We probably should have had a party of at least 10 of us instead, right, War?
Yes. You see the little gnome like scooping off the ichor as well. It was a bit tougher than we were planning. Thank goodness you were here. You and Ash of the Salt Court. We will remember this favor you have granted us today.
Happy we were able to help.
Oh, you must retrieve the dagger.
The Eladrin goes over and takes the dagger, wipes it off. Interestingly enough, like she is able to touch all of the dagger. So you have a guess that probably she is from the you have the
Titanium.
book. Which one?
Oh,
Titanium court.
Titanium Court. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
You have failed me. So, do you guys? Where are you lot headed?
Searching for friends of theirs. I figured the Iron Court would know best.
That's very smart.
They always seem to know what's going on. I mean, that's kind of their job to keep track of things.
Tell you what, we have to go to Iron Court to prove that we did indeed kill this. And you see her bend down, and she takes that cold steel, and she takes, which, remember where Iden said that the head of this thing was? That's where she goes in order to get the skull, and she opens what you all can see is a bag of holding, and she puts the skull into there. But it's very strange because the body of the deer remains whole, and none of you who did not perceive the deer see anything happens. It looks like she just bends down, like messes with some stuff, and then puts nothing in her bag. But those of you who have perceived know that this is the not a deer's skull.
Definitely turning away while that's happening.
Oh yeah, it's
Right. Well, time to burn the corpse, and what do you say we get going? And the gnome pops open a couple bottles of alchemist fire and just tosses them on the deer.
Aren't you
would you like
afraid
some
it's
company?
gonna burn the forest down?
I'm not the fire court or
The eucalyptus court.
the eucalyptus. I'm not the eucalyptus court. I don't care. Let's go.
Are you just gonna travel with these folks that we just saw kill their friend without doing anything about that?
Yep, and we aren't going to ask them any questions about it.
Okay.
Of course, the Eladrin hears you and says, "We did not kill our friend. Gil was killed by the Not-a-Deer. However, did you know that if you are killed by the Not-a-Deer, there's no resurrection for you, and you will come back as one of them?"
Oh,
It would
I
have been
guess
a not a kill.
I guess you can ask them questions. I thought they. Never mind. It's fine.
They have very, very good ears.
I'd prefer. I mean, it'll all go in file, regardless. But it's good to know that if you're going to be jumping into fights against monsters.
Yes. Yes. You know,
What?
go ahead.
Oh,
You strange, starry person, you.
you just call me Eden,
Eden.
please.
Eden, what court are you from?
Well, I've been told my family came from the Gold Court.
That both of their faces light up. You know, I think you're right. We should make sure that the forest doesn't burn down. After all, eucalyptus courts very stodgy about that kind of stuff.
I mean,
Ash
that would
yourself?
just make sense.
You will take them to the Iron Court, yes?
Of course.
Yeah, we'll see to it here that the forest does not burn.
Shall I report your deeds as well?
No.
Okay.
But know that Marigolds owe you one favor. And you see the Eladrin pull from her vestment a it looks as though it's made of gossamer, but it is in the shape of a marigold. And she hands it over to you. Ash.
Sweet. Thank you.
And as she does that, she leans in very close and says, "Keep an eye on the gold court. Have fun on your travels. I'm sure we'll see each other again."
Is anyone too hurt? Are we all good to travel again?
Sooner we get away from that, and I point at the corpse, the better.
Eden, are you from here?
No, I am not. Assuredly not.
Were you
Are your parents
lying?
from here?
Am I lying? No. My mom talks a lot about it, but I think she wasn't from here either. So I think it was more like my grandparents. But I don't. Maybe we can talk about it later.
Okay.
I've still got this, and I gesture up and down my body to deal with.
I'm going to start hopping.
With that being said, I think this is where we're going to call it for the episode.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go around the table really quickly, and everyone, if you would please tell us who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of this episode was. Let's start with guest first.
Hello, I'm Abby. You can follow me over on Twitter at Aragorn's Girl if you want to see pictures of my cat. And my favorite part. Oh gosh, that's hard. I think probably Gonah and Teral talking to each other as old grumpy horses. Yeah. Popcorn to Anna.
Okay, that's me. My favorite part was also the old horses. That was, I love that, and the horses finding their savior, their chosen one, and then losing them almost immediately.
Their Messiah.
I will say, because this will probably not come up in the actual like in game, there are people in the Feywild who like just one of their jobs is to go around and collect carts of like adventurers and stuff who didn't realize that they, and so like your horses are probably back at the stable. I
So we just
apologize.
bought some other adventuring party's horses that got left behind. That's great. Cool. Yeah. So I'm Anna, aka Archibald Despotty. This is on the internet, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archibald Despotty. On Sundays when I'm not here, you can find me over on Guild of the Phoenix playing Cyberpunk Red at 8 p.m. Eastern. I play MedTech desperately trying to keep a party with a death wish alive as we go up against corporations. And Tuesday nights, you can find me at Black Feather Guild at 8 p.m. Eastern playing Dragon Age. It's a two-party campaign on Tuesdays and Fridays with a shared world and storyline. We're coming up on the finale. It's still a great time to catch up and jump in. And if podcasts are more your thing, you can find me Response Team Omnicron, a Lancer actual play podcast set in the No Room for Wallflower campaign setting, following a PR team that unexpectedly finds itself on the front lines. Our next episode is tomorrow. It'll be our first combat episode, so if you've been waiting for that, definitely check it out. And you can find Response Team Omnicron anywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Music, or on any of the other services. Best place to see where and when I stream is on Twitter, so give me a follow there. Let's toss it to Wren.
Hey, I'm Wren. You can find me on the internet everywhere: Twitch, Twitter, Fanhouse, and Thorny Dryad. That's like a prickly bush. You can also hear me as a character in the first ever Genesis actual play podcast, Roads Uncharted, which is hosted anywhere you can listen to your favorite podcasts. We are getting ready to start releasing season 3 within the next few months. So, now's a good time during our hiatus to catch up on the first 2 seasons. But yeah, aside from that, I am I'm a variety streamer, podcaster, and aspiring voice actor. So if you want to see what I'm up to, just give me a follow on Twitter. And I think my favorite part about today was, like, honestly, I love the mental image of these 3 warriors just getting absolutely obliterated and everyone showing up, and it's just a deer in a field, and they're just getting completely whomped on. So it's just the best mental image in my head, and I love it. So that's me. I'll go ahead and popcorn it over to Caitlin, because I don't know if
Hello,
Lexi's
my
headphones.
name is Caitlin, aka a theater file, all over the internet, primarily Twitter and Twitch. I am a variety streamer that focuses on vintage or older console games. Right now, I play Final Fantasy VII on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific. I also play Ocarina of Time on Sunday afternoons. That's starting in just a little over an hour at 3 p.m. Pacific, as I bumblefuck my way through the Fire Temple. I also occasionally do some Mass Effect whenever I feel like it, but that probably won't come back until January because I have no free time. I also play tabletop RPGs on my channel and all over the internet. The best place to find out where I'm popping up next is on Twitter. The link is there in chat. And my favorite time today, oh gosh. I think my favorite time was Ashes, or favorite moment was Ashes. Do you want to go the shortest way or the fastest way? That was so Feywild. I loved it. And I'm going to popcorn it to Lexi. Who is
Hey,
muted.
there we go. Let's hope this doesn't go backwards. My name is Lexi, or at Black Girl Mage on Twitter and Twitch. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter talking about D&D and tabletop RPGs. And you can find me on Twitch. I've started streaming more recently. My computer's finally up to par, so I can actually play Magic and do all of my world building and map building stuff. So that's usually what I like to do. I like to stream on Tuesdays. And then soon, very, very soon, within this next month, I will be filming and editing a mini series that's set in a restaurant-ish, sort of. It's D&D 5e, so be looking out for that. It's called Bob's Battle Tavern, or The Inevitables. But yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, I will be yelling everywhere about it for the next couple of weeks. So yeah.
Wonderful. Hi, I'm Gonah, co-GMing for this. I am a variety streamer. I do anything from League of Legends to like Animal Crossing, scary games, like you name it, I probably do it. Currently no big projects up, so if you want a piece of this, please talk to me. And popcorning over to Teral.
Hello, I'm Teral. You can find me over on Twitch at Teral Plays It All, and on Twitter at Teral Tax Dragon. I am a variety streamer that plays video games. Right now I am currently playing, I don't know, on the Super Nintendo, and Inscription randomly throughout the week, which is a fantastic game. But that being said, have nothing. You can find me over on Gonah's channel for Frightful Friday.
I did forget. Favorite part?
Favorite part? Oh, geez. I really liked when Iden turned into the tiny pony, the Shetland pony, and led the two horses through the woods. That was such Iden energy.
And I forgot to do my favorite. I think my favorite was like, honestly, having Ash be just this like coming in, and we have given her so much lore, and there were just little things that she did that I was like, that's because of a lore thing. And like the we won't ask anyone any questions. That's perfect. Wonderfully done. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.